Hello and welcome to Future News, as rational and diplomatic as the US Army. The mainstream media would have you believe that corruption in FIFA is the main headline this week, but if something football related is a main headline 2 weeks in a row, I may have to end my life right here on screen, so back to that later. The government have once again ignored reports this week that their drug policy causes more harm to society than the drugs themselves. Now even the political elite and big businessmen like Kofi Annan and Sir Richard Branson have insisted that the so-called war on drugs has failed and a global policy shift is needed. Although the vast majority of evidence is now pointing towards the decriminalisation of illegal drugs, making drug-related deaths fall, the Home Secretary has said, "La la 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 la, I'm not listening. As a precaution, new regulations will now be administered where MPs must wear stickers warning of the detrimental effects that their drug policies have on public health. There's, "Our drug policy kills children," "Our drug policy keeps global criminals in business," "Our drug policy makes criminals out of harmless citizens." This is just the first step in the ongoing war on ignorant politicians who refuse to tackle real issues because they are more interested in getting re-elected than the public health they claim to want to protect. In other news, the seaside town of Blackpool has experienced 2 earthquakes recently, believed to be caused by experimental gas drilling in the area. The procedure has been banned in the US and other countries, however the drilling company don't see this as a concern, even when geologists are certain that the earthquakes are linked to the process. One Blackpool resident said, "Well, when we're killing people in other countries so we can have their energy, that's okay, but putting your own people in danger might be crossing the line. When will people learn that oil and gas are more important than their pathetic lives?" The drilling company denied that the 2 things are linked, and speculate that it's the sheer weight of depression and self-loathing of the residents of Blackpool that's causing the ground to move. And finally, FIFA members have been accused of corruption on a number of fronts this week, while President of the association Sepp Blatter has been re-elected amidst all the controversy. We are joined by Mr. Blatter to comment further on this scandal. Hello. So, Mr. Blatter, how exactly did you manage to get re-elected to the president of FIFA during the biggest scandal the sport has ever seen? Maybe the contents of this briefcase will help you answer that. Ah, yes, everything seems to be above board here. However, your complacency towards these allegations has been questioned. How did you respond when the press turned on you? Clearly an overreaction. There was no crisis. None whatsoever. And then when the loyal fans turned on you? Nothing to worry about. And when your major sponsors threatened to withdraw their funding? Well, yes, then it became clear that the sport has a problem and should be very concerned about the accusations for the sake of the fans. But when the fans were expressing their concern, you didn't seem to mind. Yes, but it just took a while to sink in. Not because you consider your sponsors much more important than the followers of the sport? Who could possibly think that McDonald's are more important than the fans to football? Indeed, what kind of sick, ungrateful individual would possibly think something like that? Thanks, Sepp. That's all we have time for this week. Peace.
Future Arts.